What are the latest best-selling topics on AdobeStock right now? I'm going to do my regular review to see what's getting downloaded now to give you some good ideas on what you could be creating next. But first, here's a look at my June earnings from my top-selling Microstock agencies. First, let's look at my Adobe earnings comparing May to June of 2024. In May of 2024, I earned $1,955 at Adobe. And in June, my total fell to $1,595, which is a decrease of about 18%. That's continuing the summer slump trend that I reported on last month, and it's about what I expect at this time of the year. Nothing to be too alarmed about there. I expect that starting in around September or so, my earnings should start to climb back up as more people are ending their vacations and getting back to work. Now let's look over my year-over-year Adobe stock earnings. And there's worse news, actually, I'm afraid. In June of 2023, I earned $2,375. Jumping ahead to June of 2024, I earned $1,595, which is about a 33% decrease. This is pretty disappointing because I uploaded around 2,500 new images and videos in the past year, which grew my portfolio by about 8%. I think I'd have to chalk this up to the fact that there's a rising tide of AI images which just exploded over the past year, which is making it really difficult for longtime contributors to keep pace. I've been selling online for 16 years now, and I've never seen anything like the new competition that's coming from AI images, but that just means that I've got to keep trying to make sure I'm picking topics that are hot sellers and titling and keywording those files in ways that will help buyers find them. And I've got some information on how to do that at the end of this video. So let's take a look at Shutterstock next. Over there, the slide continues, but it's not as steep as it has been lately. At Shutterstock, my May to June earnings only dropped by about 3%, which is much less than the drops I've seen in prior months. I'm hoping that this drop is just the summer slump effect, and what I'm getting here is a signal that maybe the free fall is slowly, finally leveling off at Shutterstock, and maybe my earnings will stabilize moving forward. It would be great if I could count on my earnings there to deliver me about $1,000 a month. It's a far cry from what I used to make there, but lately I've been worried that I'd keep dropping until I was just getting pennies a month, so I'm actually a bit hopeful now. And then there's Storyblocks, which rounds out my top 3 earners. June was down by about 5% compared to May, but my annual comparison of June 23 to 24 is a lot worse, down 28%. If you've seen me talk about Storyblocks in some of my other videos, you'll know what happened to me over there, and I'd rather not go over it again here. It's just too painful. As for what topics or themes performed well for me in June, it's a similar story if you've seen my other earnings reports. Hopefully these will give you some good ideas on what you might want to create next with either your photography, illustrations, or generative AI images. So here's the top 10: diversity, risk mitigation, new and improved, hiring a job candidate, free, winning a lottery or award, artificial intelligence, selling your home, saving money or spending less, and a blank check. So hopefully these give you some good ideas on what you might want to create next. And now let's take a look at some of the latest AI uploads to Adobe and try to spot some trends. So if you've seen some of my past videos that review some of the top selling AI images, you know I like to start with a blank search at AdobeStock, just not signifying any words right off the bat. And then what I like to do is go over to the filters on the left, and I choose generative AI only. That lets us then filter, just taking a look at, what are some of the hottest things that are being uploaded right now. It starts out by relevance. Then we can do it a couple different ways. Look at most recent. We can see if there's trends. People are uploading a lot of anything in particular right now, or things to avoid because they're really being oversaturated right now. See a lot of skylines, some nature settings. So you could just be seeing what 1 or 2 contributors have uploaded, but it's still interesting to see what are some of the latest things that are making it through the reviews at Adobe right now. Some sleeping cats. I saw a bunch of mugs, some cityscapes, some outdoor scenes, some interesting things. So you might find some inspiration by doing this, but what I find most useful is to go up and look at most downloaded. And this is going to be the most downloaded AI-generated images of all time. It's not necessarily something that gets updated all that frequently because these are the all-time best-selling AI-generated images, but it's good to check up on every so often to see if anything is rising, something that you hadn't noticed before. and that could give you some clue of a new topic that you might want to cover. I'm saying things that, if you've watched my last couple of videos, a lot of these images will look familiar. Some business settings, some networking. This cloud shot, I'm not sure I recall seeing, but I'm not seeing a lot of clouds there. Could be something for you to generate, but again, clouds are pretty generic, so I wouldn't spend too much time and effort chasing that. Seeing a bunch of abstract backgrounds, but you probably also remember me saying that abstracts are a dime a dozen. They're so generic and so many people are creating those, so I wouldn't necessarily look at creating some of those either. Starting to see some holiday, some Christmas-themed images, but these could have been downloaded quite a bit last year, and they're showing up here because they saw a lot of downloads last year. Maybe once we get a couple pages deep, we'll start to see some new trends popping up that we hadn't caught before. It's an interesting flower shot that seems pretty new to me. Another cloud image. So this is a nice isolated cloud. It's probably a PNG file. You can tell by looking at the checkered background here. It's a great opportunity for a buyer to download an image like this, drop it onto a background that they have that already exists, so they don't have a white area that they'll then have to crop out. They can buy a PNG file like this, drop it onto their existing imagery, and have something very useful. So again, another PNG here. Really encourage you to consider doing PNG files, whether it's generative AI or doing illustrations or cropping around your photography. Here's somebody working on a solar panel. That's something that I think is going to be a hot topic for years to come, as a lot of utilities around the world shifting from coal and other fossil fuels to renewable energy. So you might want to make sure you've got some renewable, sustainable type of topics in your portfolio. Along the same theme here, here's green earth in cities coexisting with nature, looks like is the theme here. Business people looking at charts. It's a highly useful conceptual image for businesses looking for images to use. Here's an isolated cat. So you're seeing a lot of isolated things. Flames, that's very useful for somebody who might have an image that's saying a big sale, hot selling product. And you can take a flame right here as a PNG, drop it on an existing image, and it creates a nice kind of collage effect for their image. I know that selling homes and looking at the home market, real estate, is a big selling topic for me. And here you're seeing someone having some luck with it with this AI-generated image with a magnifying glass looking at homes. Diversity is always a hot selling topic for me, and you can see other people are having luck with it here. Here's a group of young people of different races, genders. Here's a watercolor styled collage type of image with a number of girls in different races and backgrounds. You're saying the year 2024 here might be a good time right now to be generating some 2025 images to upload add to your portfolio now, so that over the next couple of months, if it takes a month or two for Adobe to approve it, by September or October, you'll have some 2025 themed images. That would be great timing for customers who are looking forward to the new year and want to put 2025 into their materials. Let's take a look at one more page. Older people enjoying an active, healthy lifestyle is a good theme that I think is always a top seller, has been for me, and clearly it is for some other people. People enjoying the outdoors, again, active lifestyle, a great theme. Seeing quite a bit of nature in here, with this kind of a little habitat here in the forest. Someone holding a glass or a water ball with a tree in it. Women in business, a great theme, showing DEI concepts. Here's a race, runners, competing. You saw in my top selling images that winning a competition or winning an award or getting recognition, so being the first in something, it's a great conceptual way to signify a competition and winning, is to have an image like this. An isolated PNG of a gift box. Again, getting ready for the holidays. Great to have some of those types of images in your portfolio. So we'll wrap up our review right there of some of the latest and hottest selling AI images right now. What are some of your big sellers right now? Please add that to the comments below. And until next time, I'll see you soon. If you want to sell images or videos online at stock agencies like AdobeStock, this is the course for you. I've been selling online since 2008, and I'm going to share what I've learned over the years to build a portfolio of more than 22,000 images and 8,000 videos. Now, this is a companion course to another class I've taught on selling your work online, but this one is quite a bit different. Here we're going to take a deep dive into AdobeStock to look at what's selling there, how to spot high commercial value topics, why great titles and keywords are so crucial, and what it looks like when titles and keywords are done right, and what it looks like when they're not. You're going to see real-world examples of what to do and what not to do. So whether you're generating AI images and videos or creating traditional photography, illustrations, or animations, you'll get valuable insights to help you. And I've included exercises that you can take on your own, challenging you to grade the commercial value of your own content, write a title for one of your files, or compose keywords to maximize the earning potential of a particular file. These exercises are also contained in the free course book that you'll be able to download. It's designed to help you keep applying the learnings from the course long after you've completed it. By the end of the course, I believe you'll look at selling stock online quite a bit differently and be able to apply some best practices to your own work, putting you in a great position to connect with more buyers. So let's dive in.